Hey guys, that is the Horndal Raw IPA. So, yeah, it's getting a little long in the tooth. Keg's about ready to go. I haven't really been drinking on it much, but the that keg's about done. So is the Two Hearted inspired double IPA, all Centennial double IPA. They're both just about gone. So yeah, it still smells really good. Still tastes really good. But you can't love it forever. Anyway guys, Tuesday night, the wife took the kids to the library, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this by myself. You said you won't hear any kids upstairs yelling or the wife yelling at the kids, so yeah, it's Tuesday night, so tomorrow is Homebrew Wednesday! Ow! Alright guys. Let's go have a seat and talk about some stuff. Alright. So, let's see what has gone on since last Tuesday. I've got video from last Tuesday's brew night. So this is going to be, a little, this won't be drunk Wally, or somewhat drunk Wally, because last Tuesday night I overserved myself. So sorry guys, there was something floating around in the bottom left hand corner of that lens. So I've got some video, not really a whole lot, but yeah, the NIPL brew day went awesome. Everything went great. So I think my numbers were a little bit better than what they were before. Actually, let me look here. We actually got that right in here. Yeah, 1058 is what I had last time, and this one was 1062. So a little bit better. In terms of alcohol, not much better, not much more, but anyway. So I've gone ahead. So I'm using the Brewlosophy fast lagering technique. So say about 3 days, I pitched 2 packs of S23 in there. So after about 3 days, that thing's about 50% attenuated. For me, with that yeast at 50, it was 58 degrees, 56 degrees. That's about what 50% is for me out of 1062 beer. So it was down to 1030. I think it was down to 1032, 1030-ish, maybe a little bit higher, but it's about 50%. So at that point, I jacked up the temperature. Now it's sitting at 66. So it should finish. It's probably finished now, but it should finish about 10, 12, 10, 14-ish, I'm thinking. So I'm going to let it go probably up until like Saturday. I'll take a gravity sample. Should be down to terminal. At that point, I'll go ahead and dry hop it. And once I dry hop it, I'll probably let it go a day or two. Then I'll cold crash it. And I'll let it go, cold crash probably Monday until whenever I decide to keg it, which will probably be like next Saturday, Sunday time period. So that's how I'm going to do the Brewlosophy fast lagering, which is, I don't take the incremental steps. I've done a handful, probably a good 4 beers that way, and I've never done the incremental. I've always gone from lager fermentation temp up to 66. Let it rise as it wants to using the aquarium heating pad that I have in there. Then cold crashed it from 66. Just immediately had turned my refrigerator on and took it down to 50 and let it go. One thing I've done for a while now, I've got a valve on the blow off tube, so I can turn that valve off and I get absolutely no suck back. So does it suck any kind of air in through the rubber silicone gasket? I don't know if it does or not. I'm going to presume that it does not. So yeah, I've had have no issue with that so far, knock on wood. So a few things that I've done that I bought, I think last Tuesday I mentioned I bought a small bottle tree. I bought a bottle washer that attaches to the faucet head, right? One thing I did, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this trick, the luggage scale. Now Lermo uses this, or did use it, and that's where I got the idea. I just never have bought one, but this was on sale for like $7. So I went ahead and bought it. So you measure the weight of the keg before you fill it. Measure the keg after you fill it. Then you basically, that a pint is 16 ounces. Take that weight, divide it by 16. I'll tell you how many pints you have in it. So if you think you're getting low, take a weight, divide it by 16, and you roughly got how many pints in there left. So yeah. Another thing that I bought, I finally bought it, which I've been needing for a while. It's just an O-ring pick, an O-ring extraction tool. And I've got metal ones upstairs that I bought from Harbor Freight, and they work fine. But I really would rather have plastic down here. So that's what I've got. So it's pretty expensive. Probably like $5, right? Probably. So then I also bought a larger pump. Now this is an 800 gallon per hour. I think the other one, the small one I got, is like 300 or 150, something like that. So this is going to pump a lot more water, and I'm going to still use it for the same function. That thread there, that appears to be half BSP, which is British. It's an imperial. It's a metric thread. It's similar to a half MPT American, except this is not tapered. This is a parallel thread. But for what I need, I can take a half MPT, wrap the plumber's tape around it. It'll fit in there just fine. Everything will work just fine. No issues. So I've got to get a cam lock, male, put in the end of that, and everything will be good to go. So I'm going to reuse that for the cooling. Last Tuesday I had that thing took a while for it to prime and kind of push everything through. There's a lot of pressure to push that water through there during the initial startup, because you've got the water that's already in there. Then you've got the air gap, the air that's in the line now, since I disconnected things and plugged it in and all that stuff. So hopefully this will kind of take away some lag time. So that's that. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the wife got back from Chicago, and she bought me a sheet ton of beers while I was up there. It's all Pipeworks. I think there's I think it's Illusion or something. Then there's another one, but she couldn't find any microphone. It wasn't at that bottle shop where she went. But anyway, I'm not going to complain. I did get some Surly and some other stuff. So yeah, pretty happy. I had some Todd the Axeman when I got home today. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done here. I'll go to one thing I want to talk about is this. I talked about this cleaner the other day, and I bought this on More Beer they were running a deal, and at that time I think it was cheaper than PBW, but after looking at regular price, this stuff is more expensive than PBW. But now I was gonna pause it. I'll just stand up. So I hope you guys enjoyed my backside. So this here is my Hop Spider, and you can see it pretty much looks brand new now, and that's because this thing has been sitting in that cleaner for several days. Then I cleaned it, and then proceeded to let it soak again. So this thing was brown from, if you can see that line, brown from there down. It was absolutely filthy, and just looking at it and I'm thinking, how could I get any kind of hop utilization using this thing that dirty? But so I'm gonna say that stuff works amazingly well. Does it work as good as PBW? I don't know. Probably what I'm going to do is, once I'm done with this, I got to finish what I'm going to do with the rest of the sodium bicarbonate. I don't have a whole lot of that left, but what I'll do, I think you can find on the internet the 8-pound refills for those 8-pound canisters. So I don't need to buy a whole new canister. I just basically need a refill, which I think you can get in a bag. And I think I'll just either switch back to PBW unless I can find this. If I can find this stuff at a comparable price, PBW, I'd much rather use that. Stuff works really well. So it's got my vote. It's more expensive than PBW. Sodium bicarbonate's a hell of a lot cheaper than everything else. But if you want to do long soaks, sodium bicarbonate is not what you need. You can't do it. It's going to leave a film. It's going to leave residue on there, and you're just going to be mad. So, all right, guys, that's enough for me. You guys heard me ramble long enough. So yeah, well, I'm going to pause you, and I'll be right back. All right, so I talked about it a while back, but this is the brew thermometer that we got at NHC. So you can see it's Bayou Classic. It's let me open this up. Let me get it out of here. Figured I would go ahead and kind of show everybody what it looks like. So it's, from this point down, you've seen all this stuff. It's no big deal. It's like any kind of turkey deep fry thermometer. But in the top of it, you can see how it's marked, right? It's got your different mash steps, all that stuff on there. So yeah, you can actually kind of use it if you wanted to. To kind of get everything kind of laid out. If you don't have, if you don't use like a nice electric system like I built, or something like that, or whatever, it's always nice. But anyway, yeah, these are pretty nice little units. Yeah, they got a chill marker in there, which is about 68. They got a dough in, protein rest, starch conversion. They've got it measured off. We're dry, medium, and sweet. So yeah, louder, all that stuff. Boil, marked off. So yeah, these are pretty nice, And I got it up to 80. It's pretty sensual too, wasn't it? So I think I'm gonna put this up. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with all that stuff, because Lord knows I don't need it. So anyway, all right, guys. This time I'm signing off. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next Tuesday evening, Wednesday. All right, guys. Peace. Cheers. All right. So I just got my mash tun is almost cleaned out. I need to finish that. So I've got almost 8 gallons. And right now it's sitting at 200 degrees. Going to ramp that up to 212 for the hot break, and we'll let it go for 45 minutes. But see, at almost 8 gallons, my starting gravity is 1048. pH in my mash was 5.3. It was really like 5.28. I just went and rounded it. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So it should probably be, let's see, should probably be about a 1060 beer when it starts, which is good, which is pretty good. I don't need another 7%, 7.5% beer. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Let's keep moving. All right, hot break just stopped, so I'm going. So I got 45 minutes to my first hop drop. So yeah, there's no hops until 15 minutes left. So yeah, that's it. That's the NIPL. Yeah, it should be pretty good drinking beer. What I'm gonna do, fermentation schedule is pretty much the brewerosophy, quick fermentation, except I don't incremental my cold crash. I don't incremental my temperature raise up to diacetyl rest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably ferment at 55 until 50% attenuation. So once it should be, so it started out at 1048, should be about a 1060 beer. So once it's down to about 1040-ish, I'll go ahead and start ramping it up, and it should finish about 1010. Mash low, mash 1048, 148. Jesus, can't talk. So it should finish pretty low. Then once it reaches terminal, I'll go ahead and start cold crashing this at 50, because that's as cold as my fermentation chamber will get. So should be about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm going to dry hop the shit out of this one. There's only 2 ounces of hops in the boil. Then there's this one's going to be 3 ounces of hops in the whirlpool. I added an ounce of Citra. There's Citra, Mosaic, Citra, Ron Mexico, Sabra, and let's go over here and look. So, Denali, Citra, and Ron Mexico all in the whirlpool. That is going to have to change because I added an ounce of Denali into the whirlpool. So, anyway, it should be pretty good. The last one was pretty good. So, here we go again. Alright, I got just under 10 minutes left in the boil. I got my first hop addition in there at 15 minutes. The Whirlflox in there. Counterflow is currently being sanitized. So, everything is going according to plan. Yeah, I need to check the gravity and see where I'm at. Hopefully, it's not a huge beer. I don't need a huge beer. It's a good beer, regardless. Alright, guys. Alright. I started the whirlpool. Half an hour whirlpool. I'm about 5 minutes in, so I've added the ounce of Denali, ounce of Sabro, an ounce of Citra. So that's hanging out in there, and should be pretty good. We're going to go for 25 more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and we'll chill it. Groundwater temperature in Ohio right now, it's been pretty hot, so I've got some ice. I'm going to use the ice to chill everything down. Hopefully I can get everything down to pitching temperature for lagers. I'm going to try to start this out at 55. Probably end up being hotter than that. Probably being warmer than that. Then I'll probably go ahead and pitch, but with a lag time. By the time it gets down there, it'll probably be okay. Then I'll go from there. We'll do the brewerosophy fast lager. I can't talk. Jesus, I can't talk. I can't get my words out. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. We'll do the fast lager method, where we'll get it to 50% attenuation. Then we'll start ramping the temperature up. Then once it's final attenuation, we'll start bumping everything down to lager temperature, and then we'll lager it for a week, cold, which is basically going to be cold crash. And then we'll keg it. Should be pretty good. Jesus, words! I can't talk. All right, so I'm whirlpooling and I'm cooling down. I'm at 87 right now. So I'm at just above 6 gallons. So that's it. It's whirlpooling. I get my sample, my official sample cooling in the refrigerator right now. So right now the refractometer says 1065. 1064, and it's 6.5 gallons. So we'll see. All right, I'm just about down pitching temp from 57. So I'm getting there pretty close. Just about there. I'm recirculating cold water through the ice bath right now. Not kidding you. What is it on the radio? What is that? Is that already a Speedwagon?